Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to do a review and slight recap of American Horror Story Season 10, Episode 4, Blood Buffet. Now, 5 years ago, the chemist, she moves to P-Town and pays Mickey to find test subjects for the pills. So basically, it gave a look into how everything all started, who the chemist is, what was she doing there. So it just gave you a backstory of the chemist living there and what went on while she was living there. Okay, so which is kind of cool because it shows you how everything started. So that was pretty good. So she arrives, she buys the house and all this kind of stuff, and so she goes to the Muse and she sees Mickey. They have a conversation, and she invites him to come over. She paid him for his time, but what she really wants is test subjects for the pills, because they tested them on animals, but she wants to see how they test on humans. Okay. Mickey's friend, an inspiring singer, takes a pill. Mickey told him, hey, go see so-and-so, the chemist, for this pill to make you, successful. Well, it has a different effect on him because he has no talent. Okay, he has no talent, so it turns him into something different than what it does for people that has talent. So he's an inspiring singer. He takes the pill and starts to feel sick. Now, he goes and confronts the chemist after losing all of his hair, and she tells him he can't handle the side effects of the pills because he has no talent. So in order for you to handle the side effects, it works different on people who has talent and who don't have talent. So he starts to look like I don't even know what to call them. A ghoul or something. He starts to look really... He's one of the ones that turns into those things that be at the graves, looking for people and eating people at the graves. So he's one of those people. And he told the chemist that he was cold, and she was like, go buy a coat. So when he goes to this boutique, he get this ugly old coat that looked like the shoulders was on a hanger for years. I'm like, he couldn't get nothing better than that. Like, he looked absolutely ridiculous in that coat. That was... I think about it and I'm just like, oh my God, because he looked so crazy in that coat. But anyway, so after also being introduced to the pills by Mickey, Belle writes and finishes her book in one night. Now, they also gave a look into Belle, her backstory. Her husband, I'm glad she killed him, because her husband, he was horrible. He was horrible. He wasn't supportive of her. The way he was acting, you can tell that was her passion. You could tell that's what she wants to do, and she's a good writer, but it wasn't... She doesn't have enough exposure being a self-publisher, a person that's self-published. So when she does her reading, she just writes about sexual encounters and sex, stories. And I guess the husband's also mad because she hasn't touched him in 2 years. They haven't had anything, going in 2 years, meaning sexually. And so, she goes to the Muse. Her husband go off somewhere else, and she meets Mickey, and he tells her, hey, I got something for you. I'm introduced to this person. So they go to the chemist, and the chemist tells her, hey, this is the contract, this is what's going on, and she still wants the pills. She takes the pills. She goes home, and she writes a book, in one night. And so her husband comes home, and she said, I finished the book. And he read it. And he said, you didn't write this because it's good. He was awful. And then she was like, well, I think she asked him, where was he? And he had enough to tell her that he was out and about, and he had wild sex with some woman on the beach, and then he was going to leave her and go back to the woman. Honey, Belle, all that rage in Belle, and not only was it rage, but she could smell his blood through his skin. So she jumped up, she broke that bottle, and she cut his throat, and she was just eating off of him. And so she goes back to the chemist and tell her what happened. And the chemist said, well, first of all, we got to get rid of your husband. So they chopped him up and threw him on the beach to pieces. And the guy that sold the house to the chemist was walking his dog and saw feet and all kind of stuff all over the place. So, and so she stays on board. And she goes and get a makeover to this boutique. And come to find out, the boutique owner also takes the pills. But she makes these. She's a tattoo artist. Plus, she makes these teeth. She wears regular teeth on top of the teeth that she has, because her teeth are shaved so that I guess they can eat meat better or suck blood better. It was a reason why she shaved the teeth down. But to look normal to everybody else who don't know what's going on, she has like some regular teeth on top of that. So her and Belle, she hooks Belle up, gave her a makeover, and she looks pretty good. But the funny part about Belle was when she was sniffing cocaine and morphine or whatever else she was going on that Mickey had her on, she was on the dance floor, and the way she was dancing, it just had me in stitches. I was cracking up. I was like, Belle, every time she's in, American Horror Story, her character is going to be something else. It's either her character is very sarcastic or smart, or it had a little funniness to it. But the way she was dancing on that floor because she was high as heck, it was funny. So then, after she's all, transformed and stuff like that, she's at the Muse, and who do we see? Evan Peters. Okay? Dressed, which his name is Austin in this, but he's dressed in drag so he could make some money. And all the people around him that was dressed in drag was getting on him saying, oh, you're ugly, you're this and that. So he gets up on stage and he does his act. And I'm laughing because I'm like, his name is what had me cracking up. His name was Patty O Furniture. And you gotta come up with a better name than that, Austin. You're gonna be dressed in drag and you're gonna be performing. Who wants to Patty O Furniture? So it's like patio furniture if you say it together, but he calls himself Patty O Furniture. Hysterical. I was just that just for some reason it just tickled the heck out of me. But he's on stage and he didn't do too good, so Belle buys him a drink and gets him started. And they went to the house where all the other guys were dressed in drag, and she shot a few of them, and she was like, you gotta eat. So he feasted on those bodies and stuff, and the real heavy set one thought he got away, but he ended up in the grave at the grave site, and what's at the grave site. So it was a wrap for that one. So, that was I enjoyed this episode. I really did, because it showed you how this all started and who were the first ones to take place in this. So we know that, Mickey's friend, the aspiring singer, it didn't do well for him because it turned him into a monstrous pale creature, and Belle and Austin, because they have talent, they look regular, but everything for them works out differently. They become successful, they become, everything that they wanted, plus they feast on blood as well. So it was pretty good. I enjoyed it. I really did. I'm, you know what? I'm going to say, I'm liking so far, because we still in the red tide. We still in the red tide. So I'm liking this so far. I'm liking this so far. Are we still in the red tide, or are we in Death Valley? I think we still in part. Yeah, I think we still in part one. I think we in part one. I think we still in part one, because part two starts Death Valley. So I'm not sure if we. I gotta figure it out. Yeah, we still in part one, Red Tide. We still in part one. So, but I enjoyed this episode. If you enjoyed this episode, let me know in the comment section. What did you think about the name Patio Furniture as Austin's drag drag name? And what did you think about Mickey's friend that turned into that pale monster? So, and how long do you think this is gonna last for them? Because I thought we was gonna see old girl get murdered this week, but I guess not. I guess we have to wait till next week. But anyway, you guys take it easy, and I'll talk to you later.